Hi, my name is Julie and my candidate number is 0035444044. The movie I've chosen is Fight Club. It was published on 15th of October 1999 and the director is David Fincher. David Fincher is famously known for directing brand name TV commercials such as Nike, Budweiser, and Coca-Cola. He has also directed music videos for artists such as Madonna and Aerosmith. Fincher has gained huge success as a director with Seven, 1995, Panic Room 2002, and he recently directed The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. David Fincher's Fight Club is a film about postmodern consumer society, the loss of masculine identity caused by a society of consumerisms. The story starts with an unnamed protagonist who is the narrator during the film, who is introduced as Jack, Edward Norton, who explains how he met Tyler Durden, played by Brad Pitt, which later on we find out that Tyler Durden is Jack's alter ego. They both create an underground boxing club, and as Tyler Durden becomes closer to the dominant personality, Fight Club evolves into a secret society of chaotic mayhem by grey-collared workers, just as Jack. As Jack meets Marla Singer, played by Helena Bonham Carter, while he is touring support groups, Tyler is sleeping with her, which antagonizes Jack's relationship with Tyler. Marla's role in the film is significant as she's always known Jack as being Tyler, which is when Jack eventually finds out that he is actually Tyler Durden and has been the entire time. This was supported by flashbacks of the actions which the viewer saw as Tyler but replaced with Jack as it was him the entire time. The extract I have chosen is towards the ending of the movie, where Tyler has just realized that he was Tyler Durden the entire time and he is having a conversation. He calls Marla on the phone, and this is where he questions Marla who he really is, and Marla reveals that she has always been Tyler Durden to Jack without him knowing, and this is the realization and the dramatic turn for the audience to a completely different turn from what the audience had thought it would be, and this is one of the most intense parts of the movie where this makes the audience feel as if they've missed a lot, and this draws the attention to the viewers, and is one of the last and most significant scenes in the entire movie. The use of long shots allows the viewer to put emphasis on the body language of Jack as he has just come to a realization that he is Tyler Durden. The close-up shots of Tyler and Jack and Marla shows the emotional effect and conversation through the phone dialogue that is taking place. One shot that is filmed behind Jack and he is on the phone puts an emphasis on the dialogue and conversation through the phone, which draws more attention for the viewer to the dialogue and the whole scene of being on the phone. This adds to the dramatic, intense atmosphere. Chuck Palahniuk's book, The Grunge Period, sets the atmosphere and main influence of Fight Club, because as the 1999s, the late 90s was the grunge period, where bands such as Nirvana were mostly famously known, and this is the grunge period that has just recently come out and become famous and a popular trend. The marketing of this cult classic confused the audiences that it was catering to. They thought it was a brutal, sans-moral film about guys beating each other up because of the title Fight Club, when really there is much more of a profound meaning to this film. Not only is it a coming-of-age film, but it's a story outlining the self-discovery of Edward Norton's character Jack, who is suffering from severe insomnia so much that he forgets his own identity and his habits throughout the night. He has unconsciously created an alter ego named Tyler Durden, who has all the spice that his life is missing, and he is everything that Jack wants to be. The reason this movie has been so groundbreaking is because of the mixture of themes such as dark comedy, violence, and even love in some areas. Insomnia is almost looked at as a mental illness due to the violent outbreaks and personality changes in the forced main of character to go through. The director's intent is to visually portray the imagination of a nameless, wearisome insomniac played by Edward Norton, and show his coming of age period and how he reflects within subconsciously to create his projected character Tyler Durden, who acts out his wildest fantasies and as if it's the standard. This, of course, all based on Chuck Palahniuk's book, but Fincher has the mind to aesthetically make this a visual, personal dystopia. The quick-paced editing should soon be recreated, though, through Darren Aronofsky's Requiem for a Dream, wherein the drag montages are also quickly paced. This can show the rapidly disorderly manner in which a crazed person thinks and how quickly everything runs together in terms of realization. The amazing part about this particular extract is that Tyler Durden's position in previous scenes is replaced by the main character Norton. He is in the same place saying the same words with the same attitude and vigor. This is how Fincher used repetition in order to convey a new message within the film. For all we knew throughout the film, Tyler Durden was a separate person who had his own complete life and who was completely different to Jack and the opposite to the main character, Jack. This is the breakthrough scene in which everything is revealed the viewer, and we slap our heads and wonder how we didn't get there before, and it makes the viewer want to rewind back and find all the clues. The scene must use quick editing and back and forth dialogue between two men. The concept of reality is a faraway fantasy, and the scene is a mix and match of the psychology of the main character and what is supposed to be real life, under the influence of insomnia that has taken over the main control of Jack, drawing him away from his reality. The color tones throughout this extract is the reminiscent of the grunge period of the 1990s, since this is the time that the film is set in. In the extract, the sense of warm ambient orange colors and a bit of a bright contrast, both Marla, Tyler, and Jack, to set the atmosphere of the postmodern grunge consumerism and the emotional and the emphasis on the emotional effect on both their expressions. The sound and use of the buzzing noises at the beginning of the extract is chosen to give us to start a slow build up and up to a confusing stage to which sets the audience in a fragile position, wondering what's going to happen. And this soon becomes the realization of the protagonist as the drumming sounds in the background starts to build up and get heavier, and it continues on. That gives a sense of a fast pace to it, thinking in your head. The location and set design that has a use of a poor home location lets the viewer know that it is focused in an under-middle class society, which goes back to a setting of a grunge period that was focused around dark, poor conditions and unclean atmospheres, which represents anarchy and rebellion, and this is tied together with the Fight Club. The film starts off with our main character, who has lived so far away with the boring existence before Fight Club. He is literally surviving the only way he has known how to his entire life, the only way that he has ever heard of, in order to chase his idea of being successful, of which he has lackluster preconceptions. He is mostly finding enjoyment in the sorrows of mourning on others, in anonymous public grieving and helping groups. This is an alleviation from his commonplace existence and at his office job until a female starts attending to the same meetings and ruins his appeal, and he realizes she's doing the same thing he is, and he doesn't like it. Her appearance and introduction is basically the turning point in the film because it introduces insomnia back into his life, which spurs on and introduces the entire Tyler Durden alter ego. Tyler Durden, who is the ultimate alter ego, who's crazy, insane, and enough to pull off anything that his feeble protagonist could not. His pastime is making soap, and it's the unusual way in which he does it that is so disturbing. He is not mundane in any way at all. However, he is barely in a livable shack, and this is devilishly handsome while maintaining the macho, careless attitude and persona. The palette colors of ambient but hot orange set the tone and atmosphere of something intense and important about to happen. As the sound of drums build up, the the intensity becomes more intense. And this also ties back to an atmosphere of grunge, where a hot orange and a darker tone is often used. The modus of this is mainly the soap made from human fat leftovers. The reason that he does all this extreme things and it's made out of fat is because Jack wants to live on the wild side of life, and he is free in all the ways that Jack isn't. And Tyler is introducing all these things to him, and creating a cult because it's like a high daydream and a fantastical way for Jack to spend his time. And it's not mundane. It's not mundane, just like unlike his office job. And this is how Jack slowly steered away from reality. Marla is like the symbolism and reality of identity for Jack. She is the reason as to why Jack comes to realization that he is Tyler Durden. Tyler symbolizes everything that Jack isn't. Jack has simply created an alter ego to look up and to create something new for Jack. When Jack realizes that he is Tyler and is that he was in fact everything that he wanted to be, and Tyler was trying to stay away from the social construction of reality and true identity, and Jack did not notice this as the insomnia has a huge impact on him and he is completely out of the real society.